Y'all, we got company coming, so it's time to make some sweet potato hash. We're gonna start with 1 pound of breakfast sausage into a preheated skillet. Medium-high heat, make sure we get that good sizzle. Just gonna break it up, stir it up, and eventually we're gonna use all of the grease from this breakfast sausage. We're gonna use it to caramelize our onions. Now we want this to get some good color, but we don't need to overcook this sausage, because what's going to happen is eventually when we have our sweet potatoes and our onions, this is all going to go back and roast. All right, so we're going to get this onion diced up here. Just going to cut the bottom of this. Get this peeled real quick. Get her all diced up. Now when we dice our onion, we don't want them to be too small, so we'll just do a nice rough chop on these. Eyes are watering. Whew, ready to go in. We're just about done here. We're gonna give it one more stir. Throw this in the bowl. We're just gonna set this aside for a little while. Now I've left a little bit of sausage in there and the rest of that grease, and we are going to add some butter because I don't have quite enough. Now the key with caramelizing onions is you want to go low and slow. You don't want to burn them. Low and slow, make them sure they get all nice and jammy. All right, now we're going to add our onions into our hot butter. We're just going to keep stirring these around. We're going to add a little bit of salt here. Now keep in mind we're going low and slow on these, so while it sounds like there's a lot of sizzle, this is going to take quite some time, typically about up to 30 minutes. I'm just going to let these go. Looks like a lot of onion now, but I promise they'll reduce down and you'll barely even know they're there by the time you get to the finished product. All right, so while those caramelize, we're going to go ahead and start prepping our sweet potatoes. Get these cut up in 1/2-inch cubes. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes on these onions, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the heat. We've got them cooked down nice. We've got some nice color on them. There's still a little bit of white in there, but that's gonna be okay. With a rustic dish like this, it'll be just fine. So now that I've got the heat cut on those onions, I'm gonna go ahead and add the sausage back into this skillet here. And that grease is just fine. It's gonna help coat those potatoes. Make sure we get a nice good roast on everything. Just give everything a little toss in here. Now what's super nice about this dish is it's mostly a one-pan meal. Aside from the cutting board and a bowl to hold your sausage, most of it's done right here in this skillet. Now it's time to so gingerly add these potatoes in here and try not to get them all over the floor. Now comes the tricky part. It's the mix. So you want this skillet to be just over the lip once it's completely full, because when you roast it, everything's gonna cook on down. So don't be afraid to fill it up a little more full than you normally would. We're gonna go in, we're gonna toss in some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some rosemary into this. Going in with some pepper. And with this, you can just season it to taste however you like. You don't have to add too much salt because we've got that breakfast sausage in there that'll really impart some flavor with some salt and some seasonings. And I like to go super heavy on the rosemary. Now we're gonna give her a toss, see if we need to add in any more sweet potatoes in the mix to get it to that level. I'm gonna try to keep it all here in the skillet. Give it a toss, make sure everything is mixed in thoroughly. Now during this whole process, I've got that oven heated up to 425 degrees. And we're gonna roast this for about 30 to 45 minutes until those sweet potatoes are just fork tender. All right, so now you can see I've got that skillet heaped up, got everything mixed together. We're headed into a 425 degree oven for 30 to 45 minutes. So these have been in the oven now for about 45 minutes. They are fork tender. We're gonna go ahead and pull them out. All right, so as you can see, they've roasted down, so we've got plenty of room to park our eggs on there. I'm using room temperature eggs. You can use whatever, straight out of the refrigerator if you need to. We're just gonna give these a crack, drizzle them over the top, try to keep them whole if we can. And there's no rhyme or reason to how we're gonna place these. We're just gonna put it back in the oven to finish these eggs off. Now we're gonna give this a little drizzle of salt and pepper, season from up high, Make sure it gets all the way around. Just finish it off and give it a little bit of pepper. Now we're gonna throw this in the oven. You're only gonna go as long as you like your eggs. Now I prefer an over medium egg. For the purposes today, we're gonna go ahead and cook these over hard, so I'm expecting it to take about 8 minutes in the oven until we're done. All right, let's give it a look. All right, I'm gonna shake the pan. Looks like all of our eggs are just set, so we're gonna go ahead and pull her out. We're all done here. Let's go ahead and get it plated up. Dig right on in here. Got the egg just set with our sausage and sweet potato. All right, y'all, I'm gonna enjoy this. Now it's your turn. You got a great meal ahead of you.